Look, my homeboy Philippe. So his mother just passed away. Rest in peace. He got some donations and he deposited them in Chase Bank. And what happens after that is it's just crazy, you know. And I'm glad he made this video. And we can listen to it together because what's better than him telling his own story. So let's tune in.
All right, I don't know what else to do, so I'm reaching out to social media. My name is Philip St. Just, and the story starts like this. On March 22nd, my mother passed away. On April 2nd, we buried my mother. Now, my mother was a very liked and loved person. She had a lot of friends and family, and we give her an amazing service. So her friends and family, because they wanted to be part of it, they brought us gifts of money and checks. To help us with the celebration of her life. Now the checks and money in total amounted to more than $10,400. Now that happened on Sunday the 2nd. By Wednesday the 5th, I didn't want to keep the money in the house, so I took my aunt and we went to Chase Bank in downtown Philadelphia because I wanted to open an account, a joint family account with my aunt and my two sisters, so we can use that money to take care of my mother's estate, whether it's mortgage, etc. So we were doing that. I met a banker. We sat down, and within an hour, we had set up an account. I gave all the money to the teller, and I asked him very specifically, "Is it would it be an issue for me depositing all that money at once on just opening the bank account?" He said, "No, you should be fine." Also, I told the banker as I was setting up the account what was the purpose of the account to take care of my mother's estate. Now, this is Wednesday. We leave the bank. I think we're fine. We're good. By Friday morning, I usually don't go into banks unless it's something very serious I have to take care of. I usually use my Chase mobile app. By Friday morning, I'm trying to log into my Chase mobile app, but I get this message that says my account has been locked due to suspicious activity. Even though that's why it shows up on the screen, I'm not alarmed. I said, okay, I'm gonna take care of this. So I don't do anything on Friday. I'm still in Philadelphia. By Monday morning, I get to New York. When I get to New York, I walk into a Chase branch on Fulton in Brooklyn. I talked to a banker who put me on the phone with Chase. They explained to me that the reason why my account is locked is because it's a new account, and so because I called within 24 hours, they will validate me and I'll be able to use my account. Now, that's Monday, the 10th. Tuesday, the 11th, I check back into my Chase mobile app, still locked out. So I'll go to a different Chase branch. Now, this time I'm Myrtle in Clinton Hill. So I walk in, I talk to the banker again, get me to Chase Internal. Chase Internal tells me, okay, it's because I have checks that I deposit on the account. They need to authenticate two checks. Once they do that, I should be able to use my account by end of business day. So I'm like, okay. So I give him the number to one of my cousin and a number to one of the churches that had given us a check. They attempted to call them in front of me. They weren't successful. So they said they would keep trying. They said by end of business day, everything should be fine. So I left again. I spent an hour at Chase. I explained to them exactly why the account was set up. So Wednesday I had to do some work. I handled that. I didn't do much. Checking on Chase. Thursday, I'm going about my business, setting up certain things. Now, Thursday, I found out that my aunt, who was still in Philadelphia, has spent the night at the hospital because she is grieving my mother. She is so affected by the loss that it affected her. So I'm like, I can't stay in New York now. I have to go back to Philly. So Thursday night, I leave, go back to Philadelphia, get there Friday morning. Friday morning, I check my Chase account again, my mobile account. I'm still locked out. Now it's been a week since I've been locked out. It's somewhat I'm like, what's going on? So I call Chase. The first person can help me, transfer me to a second person. Second person can help me. I asked to speak to a manager. Now when I'm speaking to the manager said essentially they need to authenticate each and every check that was given to me. I said, this sounds like a lot. I don't understand why, as a 15-year Chase customer, I'm being scrutinized to this level. I feel like there's a racist undertone to this. I feel like I'm being discriminated against. It's like, this is still the procedure. I could have been combative. I chose not to be because my aunt is there and I wanted things to be smooth. So I give him as many numbers as I could because I don't know these people. These people are friends of my mother, and friend of my aunt. Those who I didn't, I said I would give at a later time. So we end up spending an hour and a half on the phone. After which, he called a couple of these people and cleared their checks. So now after that, I finally found a number of one of the people that we couldn't find. I called her. She said she had no issue with just calling her, but she cannot show up to the branch because she is mobilely impaired. So I'm like, okay. So I call back Chase. I tell them exactly that. I tell them exactly that. I said, okay, call her. She'll answer the phone, but she's mobilely impaired, so she can't come to any branch. At this time, the person on the phone from Chase says, her number is not authentic, or they can validate her identity based on her number. I said, well, that's the number I've called her from, that my sisters have called her from, and that my mother used to call her from all the time when my mother was alive. The person on the phone is still not accepting it. So at this point, I said, this conversation is not productive. I leave the conversation. I said, I'm going to the Chase branch where I set up the account in Philadelphia because they should be able to resolve this matter. Now I'll go to Chase, and to be completely honest, I had only one thing in mind. I'm gonna close both of my Chase accounts, my original checking account and this new account, because this is way too much. Why am I going through all this? Just because I open a new account. When I get there, I meet a banker. The banker felt that I'm moving too fast. So he said, okay, let's see what's going on. Maybe I could help you out. I walk into his office. He called Chase. He called an office in Chase, which call another office, which call another office, which call another office. Now we're like 4 offices deep. Now I feel like I'm being given the run around because like this shouldn't take this much energy and this much scrutiny. We're there for 2 hours. At which point I'm like, okay, this is too much. So I called Chase internal myself. As I'm on the phone with Chase internal, he's like, oh, he finally reached somebody. He made me hang up the phone, and he tells me exactly what the person had told me previously on the phone. Basically that the number provided is not matching and that the person needs to come in. I'm like, this is not possible. Like this is not gonna work. So as I'm having this conversation with him, the vice president of the branch shows up with 2 other bankers and a police officer. Mind you, I'm completely level-headed. I'm speaking like I'm speaking now. And she's like, okay, what the banker just told you, those are your 2 options. I tell her, no, those aren't options because this is their phone number and they have limited mobility, so they cannot come to the bank to do what you want them to do. I said, an option would be, since you guys already took the money out of the account, either you finish the transfer into my account, or if you think there's something fraudulent, return her money and give me back the rest of all the money that's in the account that has nothing to do with her. I said, and I just want to take my money out. I just don't want to be part of this institution anymore. At which point she tells me I have to leave the premises. As soon as she said that, I sat down because I said, I'm leaving after I get my money. The police officer approached me, tried to grab me. She can't grab me, not because I'm doing anything, but because she's just not strong enough to do that. She said, you have to leave. I said, yeah, as soon as I get my money. Once I said that, she called for backup. Within 2 minutes, I have 3 officers like pulling me off and carrying me out. Now, as this is happening, I'm holding my right wrist with my left hand like this, and my wallet is in my hand. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to give them any pretense to think I'm trying to reach for something and maybe something worse happens. So they take me from the office, they bring me to the reception area. When they bring me to the reception area, at that time they sat me down and I hear right behind me, I'm going to tase you. As soon as the person said that, they shoot me. He shoots me 3 times in my back with a taser, and then flip me over and they put handcuffs on me. Now so now I'm on the floor. Eventually they set me up. When they set me up, I count around and there's 26 officers in and outside the bank just for me because I wanted to take my money out of Chase because they were discriminating against me. So they walked me out. This entire process, I'm handled by about 8 officers through processing in the car, van, etc. I get to a detention center somewhere in central Philadelphia. As soon as I get there, they do the regular intake stuff. So then they walk me to the cell block. When I get to the cell block, I ask them to make a phone call. They allow me to make a phone call. I call my older sister in New York. I let her know my aunt is by herself. And because she had spent the previous night in the hospital, she can't stay by herself. Somebody has to come from New York to be with her. My younger sister leave from Brooklyn. She come and stay with my aunt for the night. I'm put in a cell at about 7 p.m. Now, remember earlier I was adrenaline. I was full of adrenaline, so I didn't feel the effect of being shot in the back. At this point, my back started burning, it started hurting. I complain multiple times, probably 8 times, that I need to see a doctor or nurse. I'm ignored completely for most of the time. Eventually, guards like, you'll see one when you get your fingerprint taken. So at 3 a.m., they come take me, they take my photograph, they take my fingerprint. I see a nurse. I explain like the situation with my back. He says he can give me ibuprofen. He could give me ibuprofen. I also explained how cold the cell was and that neither me or the 2 other people in there were able to sleep. He said, well, this is the way it is. So they bring me back to the cell at about 3:10. I spent the rest of the night awake because we just couldn't sleep. At about 7:45, I get another phone call. At 8:30, a different officer comes, open the cell, and tells me I'm free to go. I'm free to go. I didn't get to see a judge or a lawyer. All I'm given is a paper saying that what was previously a misdemeanor is now a citation, and I have to show up to court. Now I'm confused, and I'm told that I have the charges of trespassing charge, and that I cannot go in any proximity to any Chase. So now I'm in a situation where I can't access my money either online or in person because I can't walk into Chase. And this has left me extremely confused and frustrated. By the time I get home, I realize that my back is really burning and hurting. Like I had an intense workout. I eventually go to the ER. I find out that I find out that when I was shot in the back, I got cut. I had about 11 laceration in my back. I got some prescription for pain, etc. I did, and this is where I am now. I can't sleep on my back. I can't. I have to sleep on my side, on my stomach, which makes it extremely which makes it hard to sleep. Period. I'm also locked out of all my money. My Chase checking account is how I receive payment. It's how I pay for bills. It's also where I deposit check. It's my main financial folder. It's my main financial wallet. So like I can't really do much. And even now, I don't have any explanation of what happened. I haven't had any conversation with anybody from Chase. Now, I thought about following with legal action and taking this as a process, as I was before saying I was gonna make a complaint when I was in the bank. And just tonight, I got an email from Chase saying that my the account I just made is emptied out. Now, at this point, I feel like I'm being harassed. I feel like I'm being persecuted because although I can't reach out to Chase, they're finding all different type of way to get a hold of me. And this is after I spoke to 12 different people from Chase. I've been a customer for 15 years. And I don't know, this is just overwhelming. This is a lot. It it's also to be understood that my mom has just been buried 2 weeks prior. My aunt is grieving, my sisters are grieving, everybody's going through it, and I'm trying to manage, I'm trying to handle things, but it's just hard. It's just hard. Now at this point, I'm seeking help in any way I can, because I was gonna wait for a little bit, but what they did tonight, I have to precipitate the situation. If you have access to law, if you could give me counsel in any way, because I just don't know what to do. I can't go into this fight with this financial giant. Because yeah, they essentially have all the power. They have all my money and access to all the ways I can get money, and I have nothing. Also, I should say, like, since leaving the cell, you can hear in my voice I have sustained some sort of cough. I don't know if it's a cold or if it's something worse than that, but this is the situation I am, and I'm just seeking assistance. I'm just seeking counsel. I'm just seeking guidance. If you know somebody, just reach out and help. This is very frustrating. This is very it's just very hard. It's just very hard. Again, I spent an hour at Chase. I explained to them exactly why the account was set up. So Wednesday I had to do some work. I handled that. I didn't do much. Checking on Chase.
Yo, um, you know, hearing this again, it's just like, I guess it's just a feeling of just feeling powerless, right? Because me personally, it's like, man, okay, if we had power and we can, reach out to somebody at Chase and fix this immediately, but it's like we don't, and that's just as real as I can keep it, it's just a feeling of powerlessness, man, and it's just crazy, man, and yeah, man, and I just I dwell in that moment and just hope something greater come out of all of this, because it's one thing if um he's going through this on a normal day, but his mom just passed away, and me also knowing that, it's just it adds on to it. So I feel for him. You know, what I can do is cover the situation and ask people to share it. And hopefully there's counsel or any type of assistance, um outreach or whatever it is. Um I've never been in a situation like this, and he hasn't, where like literally like a financial giant like Chase just takes your money and says you're trespassing, and the law says you can never go around a Chase bank, a place you've been banking with for 15 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, um, but we gonna get through it. Um, but share it. That's what I could say now.